Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk from the Life of Produk Podcast. Coming through to let you guys know today's show is sponsored by Campbell Fit LLC. Campbell Fit LLC is a local company based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Their goal is to help and assist those with a desire to change their mind and body. Make sure you go to www.campbellfit.com. Tell them your boy Produk sent you. I'm out, baby.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
What up, man? It's the boy Produk from the Life of Produk Podcast. You are now locked in. This is episode 53. Shouts out to everybody that rocked with episode 52, man. The homie Ace Jones called into the show. We rocked out. I got my boy Jay from I Am a Voice Clothing. He's in the building. We not doing a phone interview today. We on deck. What's good, brother?
What's going on, New York?
You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, welcome to the show, man. I've been trying to get you in here for a minute, man. We finally got our schedules ready. The shit is popping. Let's go with you.
Man, hey, bro. Just been very, very creative. Been in the lab cooking. And I'm going to talk to you guys about some of that stuff too. But man, we just been cooking, man. I have been having a lot of free time, a lot of room, a lot of time to really just, get creative. So, hey, man.
Creativity is where it's at right now. I feel like everybody been extra creative through the pandemic.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good thing because a lot of people made money during this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The bad part, not everybody good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, yo, listen, man.
Right.
I seen people selling like the most awkward stuff. And it's like, I'm not buying that. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Then, okay, my problem with our own people, man. Every time we sell stuff, people feel like they got to mark it up like 60, 70, 80%. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, you can't be trying to sell me a Gildan t-shirt for $100. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. I think it's crazy. And this is not the shit on nobody.
Yeah.
Congratulations to y'all, but we got to stop. We got to stop trying to sell $100 t-shirts with like a letter on it and think people supposed to buy it.
Well, honestly, not to cut you off, bro, but like,
good.
it's just a lot to deal with the whole thing of people got to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really know who they are.
That's a good point that you just made.
Yeah,
they don't.
A lot of people don't really know who they are, so they feel like, if they put a higher price tag to certain things, man, they'll solidify them.
Exactly.
Which it really doesn't.
It really doesn't, man. Thank you for pointing that out because I haven't heard nobody say that. And coming from a person that has his own clothing company and clothing line coming up, it sounds better you saying that shit than me saying that because they might just think I'm a hater. You know?
Word.
That's not even the case, yo. Yeah. But so like, how has business been so far with everything going on?
Man, dude, bro, like I was going over some of my paperwork, man, at the office, and bro, last year bro, we went in, bro. Like,
nice.
The numbers was looking good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, and that all came from just like vendoring.
Yeah.
And
like going to like events and stuff like. Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like one of my greatest events I did last year, man, was in Arlington, Virginia.
Nice.
Yo, that jump, man. I had a goal set, and although I did not reach my my goal, I got close to it. I was $10 away from it.
But you still $10 away is bigger than people. Look at how many people probably went. They didn't even break even.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So $10 away, that's winning to me.
Absolutely.
That's winning. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You might eat that $10. Fuck that $10. You know what I'm saying? But I commend that because a lot of people think that when they set up an online store, they think when they set up like their own company, they think setting up an online store is the end of it. And that's really not. Like I see people, they're not trying to get distribution. They're not going to events. They're not going to like flea markets, none of that.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how much more important is the physical grind over the digital grind?
Well,
because it gotta be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
gotta be.
My whole thing is that like a lot of people are, as you can see, are starting clothing lines.
Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of people doing this, like doing podcasts, doing things that really matter. Because a lot of people, again, goes back to identity. A lot of people don't really know who they are, so. They just digging into,
that's
I see
fact.
old bro doing this, so I'm gonna do this.
That's
I see
fact.
old boy doing that.
Yeah.
And you can do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta be able to figure out what's you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you pointed that out.
Because a lot of people are doing stuff that other people are doing, and you can do it, but you don't understand what comes behind it. You don't know the type of issues, the type of stress, the type of
gotta be a lot of stress.
It is, man. And a lot of people think, it's just about selling.
Yeah.
No, you got to get your paperwork in order.
Yeah.
You know
and then,
what
you know
I'm
what?
saying?
Not to cut you off, I tell people it's the same shit with music.
Word.
'Cause I was doing music for years. I still do it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have their paperwork together. They think that getting 10 radio spins is gonna make them all this money. They don't even got a performance rights company. They don't got ASCAP. They don't got BMI. They don't got CSAC. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I commend people like you that business is a talent in itself. Yeah. So you might spend 20 hours this week designing. You might spend 40 hours this week doing paperwork and doing the business part. And a lot of people, they get so engulfed in creativity, they're exhausted. Man, why it's time for that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, a mentor shared with me, shout outs to this woman named Dawn Mooney. She was just sharing about, grinding is not always making money. Sometimes grinding is studying. Sometimes grinding is just being able to revisit, your plan.
Yeah. That's facts.
Grinding is being able to get your paperwork in order.
Facts.
So,
Big facts.
and then too, grinding is, not even just going out and meeting people. You can grind on social media by just meeting new friends, send them different links. Now, you may send stuff to like, let's say the ratio is like 10. You send it 10 people. Out of 10 people, looking at it from a business standpoint, out of 10, maybe 1 or 2 people is going to respond, is going to buy.
Yeah.
Out of that 10, you may have 5 people, who respond, but they don't buy. Yeah. So you got to weed out the people who gonna buy, the people that just gonna spectate, or the people. This is true. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny that you said that, right? I do a weekly email blast. So I sent an email to about 700 contacts.
Wow.
Every week, and roughly on average, right at 200 people read it.
Wow.
And that's the other 500 just let it sit there.
Wow.
Which I find very interesting, but I think I'm blessed, and for me, it's satisfying to at least 200 people check it.
Yeah.
And checking the email tracking, I get to see who's looking at it. So I got regular people in it, and then I got not so regular people. It's tiers to the shit. So I got the Class A people, the Class B people, the C people, and the regular people. The Class A people are the most checking it out of that 200.
Wow.
And I find that interesting. And you know what conclusion I've come to? The Class A people are where they're at because they'll take the time to read shit like that. The Class B and C people, they ain't there because to them, some stuff is not worthy of their attention.
And honestly, bro, when it comes to that, that's why I encourage anybody who's watching right now and listening, grind, bro. Don't worry about who's gonna watch, who's gonna buy, who's gonna this. Yeah. That'll come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when I started my clothing line, before I started really selling something, man, I had nobody in my own city, own family. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was rocking with it.
Started from the bottom.
And then number one, I wasn't really like pushing it, wasn't really like marketing it, getting it out there, wasn't making it noticed like I am now.
Yeah.
But bro, it took me like almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying, to like finally get some sales. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, you gotta love what you do. Yeah. I want to get to a point where I don't look at this as a job. Yeah. I look at this as a hobby because I've grind. I put 10 years, 5 years, 15 years.
It might take that long too, man.
Boom. And then, once I be able to do that, now I can look at this as a hobby. Yeah. Although I'm making money, I'm grinding. Yeah. I mean, I'm making money, business is going good.
And you love what you're doing, man.
I love what I do. You know what I mean? I want to love what I do. So I always say, man, I encourage you too, bro.
I appreciate it.
Bro, keep grinding. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if if people are not listening to you. Somebody is listening to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me tell you, even when you think nobody is listening, they're listening.
That's fact.
So keep grinding, bro.
It's funny that you said that, right? I was checking the analytics for the email shit 2 weeks ago. And I was like, all right, numbers is good. 500 ain't reading them, but the numbers is still good.
Word.
But every week I go through to see who's actually watching it and who's reading the emails, right? And I'm not going to put these people names out. There's celebrities that read it. Some of these celebrities, it's their interns, it's their assistants, whatever. But they consistently read it. I know real talk, I know for a fact they rocking with it. Even during the pandemic, when the pandemic was at its height in 2020, I was going to my IG stories, verified actual celebrities and rappers was jumping in there looking at everything, right? Wow. And I was like, but at one point, I had stopped posting the work I was doing. I was like, nah, they ain't gonna steal from me because listen, man, keep it 100. Celebrities steal from regular people, right?
Real.
But it just shows you who's really watching. Like had it not been for this the analytics on the email, I wouldn't have known these people watch. I mean, like real big companies,
and then
is rocking with it. You
absolutely.
Know what I'm saying?
And like I said, the analytics, from a business standpoint, is important.
Yeah.
But from a personal standpoint, separate the business from you.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, people gonna rock with you, man.
Hold that thought for a minute. We gotta pay these bills real quick. Shouts out to Anchor FM, the official sponsor of the Life of Produk Podcast. We got a message from Anchor. We're gonna come right back with the second segment of the show. Jay, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. We are back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 53. My boy Jay is in the building from I Am a Voice Clothing. Shouts out to Anchor FM for sponsoring the show. The show is not only in America, the show is in other countries. Now we in the UK, man. People in Italy is rocking with it. Thank you to all of y'all. Thank you so much, man. Shouts out to my peoples back home in Brooklyn, all over New York. They rocking with it from the far boroughs all the way to Long Island and upstate. Thank you. Yo, boom. I want to ask you a question, man. Now, you was born and raised in Statesville, right?
Yep.
What was it like for the for the people that don't know? For the people that don't know nothing about Statesville, right? Now, okay, before I ask you this, right? All of my people's back home, when we here in North Carolina, all we know about is Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and now we know about Fayetteville because of J. Cole. I knew about Fayetteville before J. Cole came out. I can't tell people why I knew about Fayetteville. But you know what I'm saying? Shit was bang bang. I knew about Fayetteville. But Statesville is 30 minutes. Statesville is kind of in the middle, like in a slanted kind of way.
It is.
It's like 30 minutes from Winston-Salem. It's an hour from Greensboro. It's 30 minutes from Charlotte. Mm-hmm. What was it like growing up in Statesville?
Man, shouts out to all my Statesville people. I'm gonna put us on the map, man. Statesville, man, was pretty cool. Statesville is very like a now, speaking from a grown man, Statesville now is like a resting area. Like for people that's retired, for people that's
cool though.
Even they on a higher status, but they want a low profile.
Yeah.
Statesville is a spot for them. But
like a retirement type city where you can go and then nothing wrong with that though. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, Statesville has been my home, man. Like I've been living here all my life so much that although I want to travel out, I'll probably settle down. You know what I'm saying? Something like this because I don't really want all that attention.
And it's nothing wrong with that. Like I think we get caught up in the whole lit life and the lit factor when we're young. A lot of people don't think about 20 years from now. 20 years from now when you're back hurting and you kind of like, I can't rock out no more, and I could maybe once a week, once a month, depending on where life is at. You kind of might want to go somewhere and be somewhere where you could go to the store and there's no traffic. You don't have to worry about somebody running up on you. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So I think it's pretty cool, to have a city like that.
Not to cut you, man. Like, me and my homie, he watching too, man. Man, we was before I came here, I went to go get something to eat. Yeah. And across the street is this mall that everybody in Statesville know about. Yeah. But it ain't a mall no more. Like, they shut down the whole store. Like,
wow.
It was
what is it then? What is it? It's like
nothing.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? Like I don't, and like Statesville had so much good stuff going up. I remember we had arcades, we had
all that.
In a mall before like Hickory became, our little getaway. Yeah. Because Statesville ain't got nothing. Yeah. Statesville used to be jumping. You know what I mean?
That's funny because I used to come visit. I used to come visit a lot down here with my pops because my grandmother was born in North Carolina. She went to Brooklyn for years, had a business. She went back. She wanted to retire. So we used to come down a lot growing up to visit. And I remember she lived in Lenoir. She went back to the city she was from. And Lenoir was like that. Lenoir had a mall. They had the Ponderosa. They had like all kind of stuff was jumping in Lenoir. Now it's kind of like a ghost town. Like the people.
Hold on, did you say Lenoir?
Lenoir, yeah.
Lenoir was jumping?
Lenoir was jumping at one point. Lenoir, back in the dog. Back in the 90s, I used to come flex out here with my pops, my brother, my sister. And all my pops' cousins, they used to get it in. They used to party, man. But It's nothing now.
No.
It's all of that is done. It's closed, man. It's
like
you know what I'm saying?
those dead end cities. You know what I'm saying? It's like for people like me, you who grew up in those areas.
You know what I'm saying?
Once we finally able to get to a point where we can bring a little change to it, you know what I'm saying? That's something that we should do.
Shit is wild, man. It's wild. I remember coming to visit, and I used to be like, yo, this is cool. Like, it was a breath of fresh air, because me, like growing up in Brooklyn was like any given Sunday. So I walk out my apartment building, somebody getting shot. You might have to fight by the time you get up the block. Yo, it's real shit. So coming here to visit, we would come either for the summer or we would come for our winter recess break and be out here for like 2 weeks or whatever.
Word.
And it was interesting to see like how different everybody was laid back. Like, I mean, things happen, but you just didn't have to worry about what you had to worry about back home. You know what I'm saying? People waved at you, dog. We ain't get that. You waving somebody in Brooklyn is a fight. You know what I'm saying?
But I got a homie, man. Shouts out to him.
Saying?
He used to tell me, he told me stories. His stories, it's how you see the movie Paid in Full.
Yeah, no, that's what it's like. It's like that.
His stories is like paid. I told him, I said, I'm gonna have to one day write the story and make
that's how it is, man.
Make the movie.
I'm telling you, man, like, you see how I'm Paid in Full, everybody posted up, they all fresh, they got their cars. That's what it really be like that. Even to this day, it be like that, man. In any given bodega, you got 50 people out there fresh in 20-degree weather, man. But it's wild. But and you know what I've learned? A lot of people from where I come from that come down here, they don't fully understand the lifestyle here.
Yeah.
They don't understand like the differences. They don't understand how you're not back home no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Just how a lot of people from here, they go up there, it doesn't work for them.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So do you ever see yourself like going up north? Say if the clothing line pop next week and you said, all right, boom, I gotta go to Jersey, I gotta go to Philly, I gotta go to New York. Do you think you could be able to handle that?
That's a real good question, man. Because the status of my life has changed. Family and everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing that take a part in it too, man. You can't just up and trust me. I know.
Most definitely. So I don't know, man, because like I said, if things were to blow up and I was able to live in another city, I would learn how to adapt. Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same. Yeah. Because number one, I don't know the area, so I gotta relearn the area. The people.
That's hard when you gotta relearn the area.
Exactly.
Man. Like, it's not easy.
In a big city. Yeah. In a big city like that, I would have fun. But
you go from getting where you gotta go in 5 minutes to like 30 minutes with traffic. You know what I'm saying? It kind of takes a toll on you. You know
absolutely, man. I just want to really raise my daughters, man, and be able to give them more than what my parents was able to give me, and then some. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Like,
sometimes having less around you is more.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you more freedom, where everything is more compact up north. When out here, everybody got a yard, they can run around, they got sports programs and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I told
they don't get it.
I told a lady friend, man, that we was like just chilling on the couch, just watching TV. Yeah. And prior to that, our relationship has been a little bit rocky, here for some months. Yeah. So when we finally was able to do that, like, I told her, I said, yo, this is the most boringest but fun thing. Because, like, number one, like, it's just very chill. You know what I mean? Like,
when you ain't do that for a while, you forget like the vibe of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like getting out, going out, doing that. Yeah. It's a different type of vibe.
It is. It's definitely. You know what though? I ain't gonna front. I fucks with that type of vibe. Like if I had a choice to either go out or just chill on a Saturday with a shorty and we just Netflix and chilling. I'm in my basketball shorts and a white beater. I'm choosing that over like going out and getting lit. Listen, I'm with it.
Because I mean, like now,
you know what I'm saying? She can have her bonnet on and all that. I'm with it, boy.
I'm on camera, so
she can have a bonnet on. She can have one of my white beaters on. I'm definitely choosing that. Let's order some food and chill.
And I guess for me, man, I say that I come from a background where my mother was abused domestically.
I'm sorry about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my mother and father split at an early age.
Yeah.
So my childhood was fun, but it was still kind of overtaken by circumstances.
Yeah.
So as I didn't realize that as I got older and became an adult, that those situations kind of mess with you. You know what I'm saying? As you get older.
And you're absolutely right, man.
It does,
absolutely
man.
right, man. And I'm glad you opening up talking about that because a lot of black men don't talk about that.
Absolutely.
We don't talk about that shit at all. Like I had experiences in my life like that. Like I grew up with my mother and my father in the household. They was loving parents, but they didn't love each other.
Word.
So every week it was an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no domestic violence. Well, my mother was a domestic violence. She's trying to pop off his shit. She was the one trying to fight. But it was more like, yo, like they not speaking, walking past each other. So I seen, yo, and you don't really know how it affects you until you actually grow up.
Man, and absolutely,
you know
absolutely, man.
Real talk,
like,
man.
And a lot of people go mentally, with it because, like I said, I without being able to have God to solidify or to protect or cover you from being able to have trauma.
Thank you for making that point too.
You know what I mean? Because trauma is gonna happen.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't let it traumatize you.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So situations is gonna happen, life is gonna happen.
Yep.
But I'm learning that you have to curve, you gotta swerve on it, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and that's where God comes in. God comes in and be able to shelter you, to cover you. Although that, you didn't know this situation was going to happen to you when you was a child. You didn't know that you was going to experience this, experience that. But at the same time, just because you experienced it or witnessed it or was in the presence of it doesn't mean that have to be your life.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't understand that and they let that become them. They let their situation become them. So, and I tell people all the time, you're going to get it out. You might have 100 days of fuckery. Yeah. And then that 101 day, that's your window to get out. But a lot of people don't take it. They'll just sit there crying in the corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is crazy. But hold that though. We got to pay these bills real quick. Yo, shouts out to Campbell Fit LLC, man. I got the hoodie on. Shouts out to Campbell Fit LLC for sponsoring the show, man. My boy Kenneth, they doing big things over there. We will be right back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 53.
LOP in the building. My life been a movie, I should have filmed it. Nicer with the pen game. Pops taught me the spit game. Get your cameras ready, we heavy catch when I'm in frame. Product, opinionated, but I'm coming through smooth with it. I be kicking facts, you could Google it. Bring a block to the booth, hear the truth, just another lane lot. I'm a Crown Heights legend, still repping the same block. Whoa.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's your boy Produk. We now back with the Life of Produk Podcast. I got my homeboy Jay here from I Am a Voice Clothing. We was talking some realness, man, and we was talking about like just people in their circumstances and things like that. I remember you told me your pops on your pop's side, your pops is Antiguan.
He is.
Have you ever had a chance to go there?
I did, man. Me and my sister.
What was that like? You know what I'm saying?
Man, it was fun, and I would love to always take my children there, man. One day.
You definitely should, man.
It's fun. Me and my sisters, man, we've been going over there pretty much all our lives, man. It's just, again, it's hard for a child to know how to appreciate something that they don't know.
Yeah, this is true.
Now, some people may say it may be hard for an adult to do that, but at the same time, you can be an adult but still trapped in a childlike mind.
Yo, I know a lot of people.
and that's pretty much some of the things that I had. I'm still learning how to overcome in a way. Yeah, is being able to, although your physical moves on, mentally you still at that place of. When this happened, when that happened, when this happened. Yeah. But I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna talk to you about that.
It's so good. But I agree with that because I'm the type of person, I'm not always a forgive and forget type of person. Okay. And we all got our own views on stuff like that. Me, you know what? I can forget, but I'm not always gonna forgive. Yo, and you know what? But the funny thing about me, I've come to terms with it and I've accepted that shit. Because I feel like some stuff, okay, I could forgive and forget. But me as a grown man at this point in my life, I don't gotta forgive everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could forget it, but I don't gotta forgive it. Like I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna move on to the next chapter. I'm gonna move on to whatever the next blessing is in life.
Word.
But when people like that come back knocking, nah, B, nah.
And it's hard, bro, because the reality of it is that, you know what I'm saying, like people just gonna be people.
Yeah.
And you just gonna have to accept the fact that, hey, if people just gonna be people, then I need to not just, you know, be me. I need to learn how to be a better me than I was yesterday or than I was the day before or when this situation happened to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it goes back to God. It goes back to the relationship with God where being able to have that relationship, it solidifies you. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It covers you. It helps you throughout the journey of life, man.
Yeah. You know what? I notice a lot of people that have like a real, whether a person is a church-going person, whether they watch church online, if they pray at home, a lot of people that have established their own relationship with God, they move different. You know what I'm saying? And they've learned how to move different. See, moving to me, there's a difference between moving different and learning how to move different.
Yeah.
People that just move different, some of them kind of move shady. You know what I'm saying? But when you learn how to move different, you learn the consequences and you learn the circumstances of certain things. So you're not gonna move how everybody else moves.
Absolutely.
Like your thought patterns become different. You take a lot of what ifs in consideration.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people that have their own personal relationship with God, they don't really screw people over like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might put them in a position where they have to.
Yeah.
That's your fault. But off the rip, they just don't really do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying? Like,
absolutely.
and it's something I appreciate when I meet people like that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying all God-fearing, all church people are great, because a lot of them are not.
No.
But once you, and it's not even about going to church, once you actually have a strong relationship with God where you understand the power of it, you're not gonna be moving like other people.
Man, and you know,
At all.
and I'm glad you spoke on that, man, because as a believer that I am, I don't do everything right.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll probably mess up tomorrow.
You know,
I'm gonna be real with you.
I got my issues. You know, I got my stuff.
Yeah.
But my heart still remains with God.
Yeah,
You know,
facts.
my reality has, brought me to those, those struggles, but or those addictions that turns into struggles.
We all got addictions. It don't
Exactly.
even got to be drugs. You know what I'm saying? We
No.
all have like personal life addictions
Absolutely.
where by doing that, we're going to get that personal high off of it. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, so I'm glad you pointed that out. You know, a lot of people don't keep it real with themselves when it comes to that. Like when it comes to their personal, look, if you put 3 people here, person 1, 2, 3, they know what they do when they wake up every day. You know what I'm saying? Now, not everybody gonna tell you to keep it real, and I don't feel like it's all about business for that. But they know what they do when they wake up. But the realest one is gonna, accept it and say, all right, am I gonna try to move on, or am I gonna keep doing this, or am I gonna put my habits off on other people? And that's another thing. People try to put their habits off on other people, man.
And it's like I said, it
You know
just
what I mean?
it goes back to that to what I was saying before about being able to get free from that adulthood trauma. I mean that childhood trauma.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
childhood
saying?
trauma is real, man.
It
real.
is, man. It is because it affects what everything that you did as a child is either going to affect or effect your life.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
That's a fact.
gonna bring an impact or it's gonna bring issues.
That's a fact.
And you have to be able to decide that one day, okay, I'm gonna let this hurt, this pain, this, because it's already trauma. It comes with the spirit of trauma.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
It does,
So
man.
if you inherit that spirit, then that and by which will cause you to be traumatized. You know what I'm saying? And you don't
Speak
want
that.
and once it traumatizes you, and then it creates opportunity for depression.
Yeah.
It creates stress, anxiety. You know what I'm saying? All these other different things where if you would have just be able to close that door
Yeah.
for trauma to come in, even though it was happening to you.
Yeah.
But when you're young,
Yeah.
it's hard for a young child or a young kid to understand certain things that really comes in your adulthood. And that's where
It does.
again, that's where God comes in.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, a lot of people, man, like I personally know people that have done grimy stuff and they just don't take accountability for it.
Right.
And I know people that the grimy stuff that they've done, it's affected the people around them. It's affected their children and stuff like that. And I think that a lot of these people you got to sometimes put yourself on a back burner and consider the first 3, 4, 5 people before everything else.
Absolutely.
And you know, a part of growing up, you see people be grown, but they haven't grown up yet, just like you said. So a lot of these people, you could be 45 years old and still need to grow up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a part of that growing up factor is looking in the mirror and saying, I am wrong. Like, I messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then I feel like the energy of the world, right? I feel like the energy of the universe, for you to get to that next phase where the universe is blessing you or God is blessing you, you have to provide closure to the people that you hurt. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't talk about that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of us, there's people walking around that feel like they don't need closure, but deep down inside, you might not know you need closure for certain situations.
And that's the thing, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the people who are wrong, like really wrong people, once you provide them closure, you take that cloud from over your life.
Absolutely.
Now you kind of set back at zero. You kind of like, you reset your karma. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I've seen people that have screwed people over so bad. And when karma roundhouse them, I be telling people karma's a selective circle. It's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you. But depending on how bad you did what you did, and if you gave that person closure, it's gonna roundhouse you, boy. It's gonna knock you out. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of need to make amends with that person or those people that you hurt,
Absolutely.
man. It could be the people in your life every day that you look at every day. You say good morning to, and you're hurting them.
Yeah.
And you're so jaded, you so blinded that you don't see it.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Paul that said, you know, the own person that you sleep with, you know, can betray you,
That's a fact.
can slide on you.
That's a fact.
I mean, it's really, man.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
It's like for me, it's like living in a big city where you don't know anybody, you don't know anything, you don't, and all you hear, you don't even have any money. And you have to navigate your way, and that's like faith. You know, you have
faith is like that, man.
You can't
ain't
see
got no
it.
GPS. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you can't see it. You just gotta walk. And I just even want to speak on the fact that as a believer, you know, a person may have issues, and they may be in a position or have a platform to speak, and they are speaking.
Yeah.
But when they step off the pulpit, you know, they slide in the background.
That's
you know
a
what I mean?
fact.
So, but at the same time, we got to be able to realize that we are, you know, everybody has issues. Just because they're saved, it doesn't eliminate the issue. It doesn't eliminate the you know their issues. So
and I think society expected to be like that, which is not the case, because you ever see people like, oh, those church people, they do this, they do that. They human. They're human.
Absolutely.
Now, maybe they shouldn't be doing the stuff that they doing because they church people, but they're human. So if your aunt uncle out here scamming, you think somebody on uncle in the church ain't gonna be scamming too? It's we all human, man. Like, come on, B. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, from a spiritual standpoint, is whatever's in your soul. Because not in your soul, whatever's in your mind. Because your mind, body, you know, I mean, your soul and body is saved, but you got to continue to sanctify your mind, because as the Word of God said, we have to renew this thing daily. We have to restore. In other words, to renew means to restore.
Absolutely,
it means to refresh.
Yeah, you broke out the thesaurus on them, brother.
So
you know what I mean?
I mean, so the thing is, we and sometimes as a believer, man, we fail to that mistake. Yeah. Restoring or refreshing. Yeah. But as for a person like me, man, you know, I don't trash or talk down on somebody. Yeah. Who may be saved, man. I don't even really vibe with the who's saved and who's not vibe. You know. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, God is love. Big facts, yo. Hold that thought. We're gonna come back. We gotta pay some more bills. We will be right back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 53. It's the boy Produk. We're now back with the Life of Produk Podcast. My homie Jay is rocking out with me. I appreciate you coming through to the show, man. We talking about your clothes, but we talked about a lot of stuff today. You know what I'm saying? You do have a clothing line called I Am a Voice Clothing. How did you come up with the name and like what inspired like the designs of it? You know what I'm saying? Oh man, pretty much, man, the idea came to me back in 2014. Yeah. But I didn't start kicking it and pushing it until like 2015. Yeah. But at the same,
So you've been rocking out for a minute. You know
absolutely,
what I'm saying?
man. I was in college at the time, and I was sitting in my boxers eating a bowl of oodles and noodles. And I was in college.
That was it. College food, man. Word out.
Word, man. And then I always say that the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, just pretty much, I heard I am a voice.
Yeah.
And, I didn't really, at first I'm like, okay, who's speaking to me? I'm thinking I'm, start wilding or tripping or something.
And some people might not understand that, but that's real though, man. They might think you crazy when you say something like that.
You know what I mean? So the next voice was, create a show and what you hashtag on Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And, I always had this hashtag that just said, I am a voice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it was going to become a clothing line.
Yeah.
It was just like something that I pretty much, an idea turned into something more.
Yeah.
And
but that's dope though, man. That's
absolutely,
dope, man.
And then, so I got a shirt, came home. Well, I got a shirt made, came home, showed my sister, took a picture of it, put on social media.
Yeah. And
people was already wanting it, and it wasn't on the market.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So that's dope, man.
Yeah, man. We've been rocking, man. We've been rocking. I started to take it seriously back in 2018, as far as the paperwork, as far as the professionalism.
Yeah.
Again, I had got some mentoring, and I got on my grids, man. I got on my grind. I started to really look at my plans and say, okay, as far as strategize, because in business you got to strategize.
Absolutely.
I mean, in life you got to have strategy. But yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're right.
So that's pretty much what I did, and I went back out and did vendors back in 2018.
So you was already on that grind back then.
No, I wasn't. Like I said, because when I first started, man, like I Am a Voice should be higher than what it is now, but I didn't know what I know now. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
So again, I just applied differently.
Yeah, well, information is the most valuable. Information is the most valuable.
It is.
The most valuable non-tangible thing is information.
Absolutely.
And people wonder why you think people paying $30,000 a semester for college. 'Cause it's the information. It's the information. It's the room and board and stuff like that. But the information you're learning it beats everything. You know what I'm saying?
And the sad part about it, man, if you don't really have a lot of mentors or have people, as a young person, it's going to be viewed as unimportant.
Yes.
It's going to be viewed as,
thank you for saying that.
It's going to be viewed
Facts,
as a negative when it really is a positive.
Facts.
And even if it is a negative, there's something called constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And if you are not mentally able to handle constructive criticism, then you might as well not be in a game of business.
I done heard it all, man. I done heard it all. And you know the funny thing about constructive criticism? Not being able to hear it is one thing, but people don't know how to give constructive criticism. Because a lot of constructive criticism that come from people, it might sound like hate. When it might be hate, but it might not be hate. Yeah. You might be a dream killer, yo. Because there's people out here that got dreams. And I know a lot of people that quit because one person said something to them they ain't like and it came out rude. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, especially in the black community, you got people in the black community, they might be like 17, 18, 19 with a dream. And they want to do something, and you got older black men. Nah, don't do that. Go get you a job. That ain't gonna happen.
Absolutely.
If this dude wanna be a bungee jumper off of skyscrapers and he done found a way to make money off it, let him bungee jump. You know what I'm saying? Let him bungee jump. Let him do it. He might kill himself, but let him do it. But we don't. I feel like in the black community, we don't encourage the youth enough. Like I feel like you know what I don't like too about older black men. Oh, and I've always had this problem with this since I was younger. Older black men feel like they're deserving of respect from younger black men, but they feel like they don't have to give it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing though, and that's it goes back down to your pride. It goes back down, you know what I'm saying, to your upbringing. If you raise your child to be like this and you teach them that, that child gonna get older and become an adult. And it's just gonna repeat those teachings and disciplines.
And this is like a domino effect.
It is.
Down,
it is. And that's why, like I said, we don't have to, as parents, we don't have to repeat the same mistakes our parents
We really
did.
Don't, man.
As adults, we don't have to repeat the same mistakes. So it's almost like in the same sense, you have to, again, it goes back to God. It goes back to the refreshing to get retrained, because as my pastor always say, shout out to Glenn Usher, you can't live right with wrong information.
That's I never heard nobody say nothing like that.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's deep right there. That's deep right there, brother.
He from New York.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope
bang bang.
It's like your pastor be preaching like the Wu-Tang, yo. He be rapping.
Wow, you sound like the RZA. You sound like the RZA. Yo, that's funny.
I think that's Method Man right there.
Oh, that's funny right there.
But
dog.
not
That's
real
funny.
though. So that's pretty
it.
much, man. And that's how, again, going back to the clothing line, is just that once I realized what I was doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Once I realized that, okay, I'm gonna do a clothing line.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to prepare. I had to get myself in position.
Yeah.
You know, because the door the door hasn't even opened, even to this day. The door hasn't really fully opened to opportunity.
Yeah.
So I have to position myself so when the right door open, I can easily walk in.
But you know what's important too about when that door open? You gotta have, before that door open, you gotta have all your luggage ready. You gotta have all your baggage together.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because once that door open, that door is gonna be a whole nother world. You gotta make sure you step into that world ready, man. And a lot of, you know, why you think so many rappers be one hit wonders? They don't be ready. They don't be ready. They'll have a hit record because the beat was good, the hook was catchy, or they might have had a dance with it. Now they get this record deal. They don't got a catalog behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't got a catalog. They don't know how to write to a beat in the studio on the spot. They not ready. And these record labels know that.
Yeah.
So they capitalize on that. They just made $10 million off you now. You back in the trenches at your mother house. You know what I'm saying?
And then from
It's
the
crazy.
you know, from a business standpoint, they don't have mentors. They don't have you know, people that can speak for them for the level that they're not on.
Exactly. If not, you out here, you looking like food to them.
Absolutely.
You looking like food, man. And you with the clothing line industry, right? What flaws do you see out there right now?
Man,
just from looking at it from a person that's actually in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I'm all about messages. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I still don't even know why. But I'm all about messages. And I guess I say that is because, like, you know, life and death is in the power of your tongue. So whatever message you put out there, that message becomes, you know, every day. You know, it becomes a custom part of your life.
It does.
It begins to paint the picture or whatever message that you're really trying to. Because the picture that's painting is whatever message that you're putting out.
I'm glad you said that. I know somebody that's kind of like a jinx. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling this for years, and he'll say something, oh, this is going to happen today. You why you going to do that? And then it happened to that person. And when you try to tell people that, they don't get it. But it's like, yo, when you speak like bad luck on a person, when you speak failure into the universe might use you and attach themselves to you for you to do that, to whether it's to yourself or to other people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So me, I try not to verbally speak certain things. Like even when I was heavy into making music, I would never rap about, you know how rappers be like, if I die tonight, I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? And that shit's scary to me.
It's so funny that
you know what I'm saying?
You know, I was listening to different kind of music, like
real talk.
like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Cats that has passed away in the music industry. It's like they kind of spoke it on themselves.
You're right, man. And nobody ever talk about that.
Now,
like no disrespect to Nipsey.
Absolutely.
I was a Nipsey fan since I heard the song Hustle in the House because it had the old Criss Cross sample. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shouts out to Steve Lobel, man. We interviewed Steve Lobel when me and my cousins had Talent Only magazine. He was actually on the front cover of the second issue, and Steve Lobel hooked up with Big U, and they were the people that when Nipsey was on his independent grind, they were the people that got him to the forefront.
Absolutely.
That really put him to the forefront. So
That's dope.
from actually meeting Steve Lobel and hearing stories about Nipsey, I thought it was incredible. But I listened to Nipsey's music a lot, and there was a song he had that's something that says something like, "You'll never catch me slipping," something like that. And it's sad to hear him say that, and he got caught slipping by a sucker. You know what I'm saying? On a morning, like a Sunday morning.
Man, you know,
it's scary, dog. It's scary, man.
It goes back to what I was saying, like the words that comes out of our mouth, it paints visual pictures or actual reality. Because whatever we say, we create a world for that. We create, a presence for that. We create, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even created. So if we imagine if we would speak life and what type of, boy.
Yo, Real talk. But you know what, people, and there's people that's gonna watch this and listen that are not gonna understand what you're saying.
And
real ones do, man. It's just like the whole manifestation complex, right?
Yeah.
People talk about like I said on a couple shows back. You know, people verbally manifest stuff, right?
Yeah.
You could write. Manifesting is verbal. You could write it down. You can mentally manifest some stuff too.
Yes.
And when you visualize your win is gonna come.
Yes.
People don't get that, but there's forms of negative manifestation too.
It is.
When you constantly sitting and talking about death on people or death on yourself, let's just say yourself. If you're constantly rapping about death on yourself and things like that, dog, look what happened when Biggie died. Biggie made an album called Life After Death. First album's called Ready to Die. Life After Death. The man died before the second album came out. Tupac was rapping about death a lot before he was killed. So it's kind of like, it's one of them. And I love these artists, but me being a grown man and being a realist, once you start kind of like opening up your world to that type of evil and things like that, you just might invite it in.
You know,
what I'm saying?
I always say this, man. You know, the decisions you make creates a lifestyle.
Facts.
And it's not a lifestyle that you create. So I'm not gonna say create. It brings you into a lifestyle that was already created.
Yes.
And in that lifestyle, you know, you don't know, you know, how that lifestyle operates. If you ain't never smoked weed before and you start smoking weed, you don't know what to expect. So it's like, oh my God, you know, you may be hallucinating.
Facts, yo.
And you know what I'm saying? And not letting it vibe through you, sir. But it creates a lifestyle that was already created.
Yeah.
And you don't have the instructions to this lifestyle. You don't have the experience, you have the knowledge. And what happens is that it causes you to have to you know, make decisions off of pressure.
Yeah.
Which we never supposed to make decisions off of pressure because
you're gonna make the wrong decision.
Always make the wrong decision. So like
I've done that before. You know what I'm saying?
and that's pretty much that pretty much that's the reason why, like I said, when it goes back to the line, pushing out that message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The I am a voice message.
Yes.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Pushing out that message. You
that's
know,
dope, man.
Yours, the life.
Yeah.
You know, that's the life of product. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, you got to be careful what you say. You know, even in the sense of when you're in an argument, when you're upset. You know,
said some wild shit.
The best thing to do, which I'm not to practice it, is to not say nothing at all.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna speak, talk to God. Don't declare it. You know, pray about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's better for it to not come out and
This is true, man.
You know what I mean? So
I feel you 100%. Yo, I ain't gonna front and say some wild shit, bro. I done said some wild stuff before.
Dude, hey, trust me. And that's why, and there's another reason with the clothing. That's something that's gonna live forever. That's something we're gonna wear all the time.
Yeah.
So I want you to be able to put on I am a voice shirt and ask yourself, what am I a voice for?
Yeah.
What's my purpose on this life for? You know, although I might hear it doing this, doing that, is there any purpose, you know, that aligns itself with destiny?
I think it's dope that the actual name of your clothing line insists that type of energy where you might have there's clothing lines out here and it might be XYZ and then people like wondering what's the backstory behind it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And to know the backstory off the rip, initially know the backstory, that kind of says something.
It does,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
And it kind of separates it. You know, a lot of people got clothing lines out right now.
They do,
and it kind of separates it from like everybody else. And you know, you could tell who just got into it, but they didn't believe in it. They just did it because they think it's cool. They did it because a pandemic happened. They just want to make some quick bread off of it. But I feel like what you're doing and the way you speak passionately about it, yours is already separated from everybody's. You already steps ahead of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's dope. And I think I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think when it do pop, people gonna kind of hate on it. I'm gonna tell you right now because the energy it carries. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yo, you got a lot of people, man. Look at how many people thumb through the gram every day, right? They might like some bullshit from somebody they don't know because they already got 1,000 likes. They might see your post is fire. They just scrunch their face and keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll be in your stories.
Yep.
They'll click your hashtags, but they will not show you no kind of love. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, man.
That's something that a lot of mentors, business people, high class professionals not going to teach you. That's where the spiritual come in because, you know, they may teach you the business, but you still got to know the spirit. Yeah. You know, because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Facts. So especially when you're dealing with money, you're dealing with a whole nother type of situation. And you
people die every day over money.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if they're not physically dying, they're mentally dying.
Yeah.
They can be physically prospering, but mentally failing. You know what I'm saying? So it all goes back to him, man. And that's, again, that's where I come into, I know we're going to talk about it, some of these other projects that I'm doing. Yeah. I have other type of designs. I have one design, I Am a Voice, as you know. Yeah. I got another design that's beyond this. Dope. And the creativity of it, shout out to Gabrielle Joseph, man.
Word. I don't know her, but shout out to her.
she helped me put that out there. Yeah. Because one day we was in a car, real quick. Yeah. We was in a car and we were just chopping it up. And she said something, was like, let's get beyond this. And I was like, huh? What'd you say? And she said it again. And when she said it, I heard honest. Because you think about it, when you're saying you're beyond it, you're saying you're over it. Yeah. You're saying you sincerely pass over it. Yeah. But if you're over it, why does it still bother you? Exactly. If you're over it, why does it still make you cringe? Why does it still cause some kind of feeling? Because mentally, you may come out of your mouth and say you're over it. Your mind may tell you that I think I'm over it. Yeah. But whatever is in your heart is what's it's the heart.
Still in your feelings,
you know
about
what I mean? So, and that's why we have to get our hearts checked, man. That's sincerely, facts, man. So beyond this is another design.
Yeah. Hold that thought. We're gonna take one more break because we rocking out. We ain't ending the show yet. We're gonna take one more break. We're gonna come back with the Life of Produk Podcast, episode 53, with the homie Jay from I Am a Voice Clothing. Yeah, it's the boy Produk. We're now back with the Life of Produk Podcast. Yo, we rocking out today, man. We got a nice little segment, man. Let me shout out to all of the listeners, man. You guys been hitting my DMs and my emails with different subjects that y'all want me to touch on. If you got a subject that you want me to touch on, hit my email, lifeofproduk, LifeOfProduk @gmail.com, or hit me on the gram @lifeofproduk. I will get right back to you. Don't come at me no wild shit. I'm telling you, real talk. I don't show nobody the DMs I get from like fans, and I don't show the emails, but they be sending me some crazy stuff, dog. It be some, and I'm down for a good conspiracy theory, but some of it, dog, one day I'm gonna print these out and I'm gonna read them for y'all. That'd be left field. But if you want me to touch on the subject, that's cool. Just make sure it's normal, quote unquote, not no wild shit. Like I'm not touching on the whole Mars Elon Musk shit. Shouts out to Elon Musk. I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some life stuff, like some real factual stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. But I'm here with the homie Jay, man, from I Am a Voice Clothing.
Poppin', baby?
Yo, what? Let me ask you, right? Now, have you, being as though that you're in Statesville, right? And it's a small city, what's the vibes like with the support out there? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, is the support, how would you rate it? You know what I'm saying? Because I know how a lot of small cities are. Right. It's a hit or miss, you know what I'm saying?
In a small city, you know what I'm saying, I'll just say this, let me say this. Being in a small city, because it brings a lot of familiarity. Yeah. And that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing.
Yeah,
because
like people expect the hookup all the time.
Exactly.
Right?
Either expect a hookup, expect a discount,
you know what I'm saying?
or it's always something. And you got those people everywhere, but it's hard for you to blow up in a small city, far as in the sense of support. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing who you are, that's a different type of situation. Yeah. I ain't talking about that. Yeah. From a business side, you can't blow up in a small city because a lot of people are familiar with you. Yeah. Family, friends, church family, partners, I mean, dude, when I first started, man, I had a lot of people, telling me that this, I'm wasting my time, this ain't nothing,
Yeah, you can't listen to those people, man. What I mean? You can't, man, at all.
And dude, people weren't even rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? People weren't rocking with the brand. Yeah. And I was putting pictures out there, not as heavy as I'm now. Yeah. But I kept grinding, I kept pushing. Though that I had times where I wanted to give up. I literally gave up on I Am a Voice. I Am a Voice.
What got you back into it after you gave up?
God, man. I went to church one Sunday, man.
I need to go to church.
I got you,
God
man.
know my heart. You know what I'm saying? He know my heart. You know what I mean? Word up. We good. But you know what I'm saying? I need to slide through. I need to pull up, man. Hey,
I'm telling you, man, you better go listen. I told you my pastor, man. He sound like Wu-Tang, man. I'm telling you.
I might come with a Yankee fit. You know what I'm saying?
But no, honestly, what was I talking about again, man?
When you had gave up and you went to church? Yeah.
Man, I had a few customers, just a little bit, you know, maybe a few.
Yeah.
That ordered some stuff and then they backed out of it.
Oh wow.
And it was just
that's
like
messed up, B.
You know, it was
that's gotta suck, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I was already like struggling and you know, and being able to keep up with this, keep up with that.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't as intense as it is, you know, as it is now.
Yeah.
But I gave up on it, man. I said, you know, forget this.
Yeah.
Forget it. And I told God, I said, God, if this really, you know, really you, give me a reason why I should keep pushing.
Yeah.
Bro, I went to church, man, and I can't believe who it was, but I saw somebody with my shirt on.
Word? Wow.
I saw somebody with my shirt.
That solidified it, right? That was it right there.
So it was just like, okay.
That's crazy,
and
yo.
that was the very last time
Mm-hmm.
I ever talked about giving up on I Am a Voice.
Wow.
Because he responded. I talked. A lot of people don't realize
that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
A lot of people don't realize is that when you talk to God, I don't care what status or level you on, what your circumstance is.
Yeah.
He will respond.
That's
now,
a fact.
When he responds, he's not going to respond to you as your friends may respond and say, you know, Marquise, you know this.
Yeah.
Because if he speak, you know, his voice is like thunder. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, yo.
So
that's a fact.
He speaks through what you're familiar with, through what you like.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't get your attention like this. I'm going to speak to you in your dream.
Yeah.
I can't get your attention like that. I'm going to speak to you, do you this. I'm going to speak. But he is speaking.
Yeah.
And the Bible says, for those who have an ear, let them hear. So if you become familiar with his sound, and when I say his sound, not his actual voice, but become familiar with him. Yeah. His sound, his will begin to be normal to you. So
this is true.
Real talk. So
and it comes different to everybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? One thing about God, right? Yo, a lot of people, and I'm speaking from experience. There's times I got on my knees and I pray and I ask for signs. God is gonna show you. You might not like it, B. You might not like what you see, but He gonna like give it to you 100%. He ain't gonna hold no punches, and it might scare you. It might scare you, but it's there, and He showed it to you. Now it's up to you what you're gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? He just took you to the well. Are you gonna drink it, or are you gonna walk away and be like, "Nah, I'll come back tomorrow"? It's really up to you. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, man. You know, it is. It's up to us, and sometimes we don't make those wise decisions, man. So
I told you I might mess up next week. I don't know, man, but
and like I said,
you know what I'm saying? It's what it is.
It's rough, man.
Yo, I ain't perfect, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
But you know what? I feel like the people that understand they're not perfect, they accept their flaws and they try to get past it. I feel like they eventually, in long term, it's a marathon. Life is a marathon. I feel like they long term do better than the people that pretend to be perfect. You know, they do way better than those people. You know what I'm saying?
I always say this, and like you're not gonna understand everything, you know, on immature level. And even as you mature and come up, you still not gonna understand, because there's some things that's really not worth trying to understand, trying to figure out.
Definitely.
But just gotta accept the fact that, hey, this is happening, this is this is that, and continue to move on with your life, because life moves on.
It does, man.
And, you know,
people move on.
Man, Kevin Hart said something that was powerful, bro. He said, you know, life is like a book. In this book, you have, you know, your chapters. Yeah. With this chapter, chapter 1 may be in, okay, this is how you came into the world. Chapter 2, you know, da-da-da-da-da. You good. In that chapter, you have your goods, your bads, your uglies, your you know. At some point of your book, there has to be a transition.
There has to.
You have to transition from bad to good. You know, it just can't continue to be bad to bad, because
That's a fact.
There's no growth in that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Bad situations is like nature. You know, nothing can grow without dirt.
You're right.
So it's just like, it sucks, Even when I say it, it sucks.
It does. It really does.
It sucks.
Yo, if anybody knows.
Yo, it sucks.
Yo, you got to say it like 3 times, right? Because it sucks. You know what I'm saying?
But
it'll be what it is, you know? Like,
it'll be a lot more understandable if you just stop trying to figure it out.
Imagine if you got these W's your whole life and you didn't know how it felt to lose. And when you finally lose, you just like your whole world is done.
Exactly.
Because you didn't know what it felt like. You didn't know. We all our emotions match our physical when real shit happens, right? So when something sporadic happens, sad news happens, when that L hits you, right? When that L really hits you, you know that feeling that you feel in your chest? Imagine how it would feel when you didn't know how it felt to lose. If you've been winning your whole life and you get that one loss and bang, feel like Tyson just hit you in your chest, you know? Shouts out to Tyson. That's my homeboy Roger uncle, you know what I'm saying? And it would have been lit yet terrifying to have Tyson as an uncle. Because you know when you mess up in life and your moms call your uncles or whatever, imagine taking a punch to your chest from Tyson because you got an F in class. Shouts out to my boy Roger. Roger, if you're listening to watching, I don't know what country you in this weekend because you never stay still, but I fucks with you, homie. But imagine you just took a Tyson punch to your chest because you just took it out. And it's a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah,
I said on one of the last episodes of the podcast, I said you can't win forever, but you can't lose forever.
Yeah.
You can't. So if a person been winning forever and they taking 10 losses back to back, if you've been losing forever, you're gonna get 10 wins back to back. But the thing is, we become so engulfed in losses, we don't understand when we're winning.
Exactly.
We don't see it. We don't. You waking up today and having a smooth day might be a win because you ain't had a smooth day in a month.
Yeah.
So you gotta embrace that and you gotta appreciate that and you gotta thank God when you get those smooth days. Those chill days might be what your soul needed. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Real talk, man. And I just wish that a lot more black men understood that. I wish that they, a lot, especially a lot of black men, we sometimes look at, we have, especially with social media, right?
Yeah.
And let's just say black people, a lot of black women do this too. We have this tendency, we tend to look at the people that was lit this whole month. Everybody was on boats in Miami. I know people from back home, they would watch people online, they would go to Carnival in Miami, they would go to Jamaica, Trinidad. They would be like, damn, I wish I was there. But what other great things could you have done back at sitting in your living room or right in your bedroom this weekend? So we need to stop looking at what everybody else is doing and equating that to what we're doing. That person's life is not your life. Yeah. That person, that was hanging out on that boat this weekend, you don't know what trials they went through that whole month just to get to that. They might have worked 80 hours every week just to afford that. But the thing is, ain't no realism on social media. Ain't nobody showing you the struggles that it took to get to that point. We only seeing the happy shit. We ain't seeing you know what I'm saying? We ain't seeing it.
And even if, sharing a testimony is just experience of what, of things that you went through. But just because you share it doesn't mean that that's going to change your life. Right. It should impact, but if it doesn't, penetrate, then like they say, a hard head make a soft bottom.
Facts.
And man, dude, ever since I was a child, I've been making, dude, I know my mama watching right now. She'll tell you, man, I broke glass. I punch holes in the wall.
Oh yeah.
I broke everything in the house. The spider lamp, the broken
everything, man. Because as young black boys, we have a different set of aggression in us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We have it's totally different. You know what I'm saying?
And then now I got a baby. I got 3 kids, by the way. One is 10, just turned 10.
That's what's up. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it,
no
man.
No problem, man.
My second oldest is 3 and my baby girl is 10 months. And like I said, they all named is Z. Zahara, Zephaniah, and Zara. They mama did it, man.
Word. You ever get confused doing that? It gotta be confusing. Like
she sleeps a lot, so that I think that's that.
You gotta give them. If you got all 3 of them got the same or something, just give them nicknames. Be like, just give them nicknames now, so you don't get tongue twisted. You know what I'm saying?
But it seems like I said,
real talk.
Yo,
because I know with mine, when it was time for birthdays, I used to have to be like, oh shit, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I could just imagine the name part. I remember growing up, my mom used to, my name was Marquise, my brother's name was Devon. And she was like, Devon, come in. And we used to be like, why though? So I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, My mother do that all the time, man.
You know what I'm
Call me one name, and, you know, because I'm actually, out of 5 sisters, I'm the baby boy. I'm the only boy.
Wow, and you came last. You know
I came last.
Word
and
up.
Then doggone God turned around and gave me 3 daughters.
Yo,
it's just like, yo, why? You know?
So it's kind of like when you have daughters, it's kind of like you gotta have a special sense of you have to have a special sense of patience, sensitivity. Yo, you gotta have sensitivity. Like when you have daughters, man. And a lot of people don't get that. You know what? Too, when you have daughters, as a man, you gotta watch what you do.
You do.
You gotta watch, because your daughter is the first. You're the first man that she's looked at.
Yes.
You're the first man she's gonna base the dudes that she date off of how you acted in the household. Yeah. So if you was a sensitive man, if you was kind but you was stern and stuff like that, she gonna go with a real one. Yeah. If you was a criminal, she might go with a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man.
And then you know too, man, like.
It's just honest. I'm off not to cut you off, but I know women who fathers beat on their mothers, beat on them, and that's what they went with. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see that. You know what I'm saying?
And I have experience, you know, far as first time dad, you know, with my oldest, where you know our relationship wasn't the greatest. You know, not because of her end, but because of me. Yeah. And what the insecurities and the issues, and again being trapped at that little boy. Yeah. You know. But I'm growing up, you know. Yeah. And those things, other situations that I wasn't at that particular time mature to handle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't at that place where I could say, okay, I know how to be a father to this, you know, to this child that ain't mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
But I've had to be a father to a child that wasn't mine in a relationship before. Man. And it's there's times I had shortcomings. There's times I put my best foot forward. And it's not easy.
It's not.
It's really, and you know, at the end of the day, say if that child misbehaves, that's a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might be lashing out because he misses his real father, or he didn't have a relationship with his real father. And you're there, he might be looking at you like the enemy. He might be looking at his mother like the enemy. Or he might be looking at his real pops like the enemy. Exactly. And it's like, you have to be sensitive towards that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, and it's, you know, I've been in a situation where I was a stepfather, but I had kids with the mother, and that child got jealous and stuff like that. But you have to sit him down and boom, 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 and let him know X, Y, Z. So it's hard, man.
And I always say, man,
real talk.
And that's some of the things I'm gonna be sharing with this other project I'm gonna share. But I encourage, for those that's watching and listening, man, you know, if you're not mentally, because you're not gonna always be ready, you know, you're not. How can I say this? You are not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Facts. But if there's certain things that you can avoid happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Only if you moved in time. You moved, you know what I'm saying? So I encourage people, man, do not bring kids in the world if you're not mentally able to you know what I'm saying, allow your childhood trauma to be, you know what I'm saying, fertilizer to be able, you know, to be the total opposite of where you came from. Facts. You know, even marriage, if you're deciding to get married, wanting to get married, get counseling. Yeah. You know, not just 6 months counseling. Get counseling until you guys are able to come to a come to a great reconcile, you know, moment. You know what I'm saying, where you guys can reconcile.
I'm glad you said that. I had to end a relationship one time, and it was like a blended family situation. Like, she came into it with her daughters, I had my sons and stuff like that, and it was nothing. It got to a point where I felt like this woman was impossible. Like I put my best foot forward. XYZ as a man, which you're supposed to do. But one of the things about putting your best foot forward is keeping it 100. Yeah, yeah. So once I realized like it wasn't working, because this is the thing, right? No children need to see their parents arguing, right? No children need to see their mother or father arguing with the step parent. That's actually worse than watching your actual biological parents argue. Now, it was a situation where my son saw me argue with their mother. Her daughter saw them argue with the stepfather before me or whatever, right? Yeah. So I ended it respectfully, and I had to, and I'm putting this out there. I'm gonna keep it real, because this is a Life of Produk podcast. We don't hold no punches on here, right? So tried to explain that to her. She didn't understand it. She was ignorant. She's fucking ignorant. But shouts out to her family. And, me and her sister, her mom's had a real good talk. And I said, the last thing that these kids need is to see me arguing with their mother when they saw that with their stepfather, or stepfather trying to bust some shit over her head. I'm not about that life. I'm not about to be sitting here fighting with no female. So I said, the best thing for us to do is go our separate ways. Okay. So she's still mad about it to this day. But at the end of the day, you have to respect when a person keeps it real and puts other people before them. Now, people on the outside might have looked at it like, oh, he was selfish. He just wanted to be single. No, it wasn't about that. Yeah. It was about the fact that these kids was in pain and they saw that and they did not need to experience that. Because kids are innocent. They don't deserve that. Kids deserve whatever situation kids are in, they deserve the best, right? Up until a certain age and they start messing up.
Then it's on them.
Then it's on them. But giving them the best might not be giving them clothes. It might not be buying them toys. It might be trying to help better their situation in their environment to where they're not seeing XYZ every day. Yeah. And a lot of parents don't understand that. Like my mother and my father, we knew they stayed together for the kids up as long as they could. We knew that. And I'm going to keep it real. I respected that when I was 14, 15 years old, my mother and my father separated, right? And that's when my pops decided he wanted to move back to North Carolina because he was born in Brooklyn, raised to a certain amount of time, went to North Carolina, went back to Brooklyn or whatnot. So he said, you know what, I'm going to go back, I'm going to do this. I respected it that they sacrificed, because they could have been happy with other people early on, but I respected the fact that they tried it. They stayed there to try to keep a model household, and it didn't work out, and they gradually walked away. So you got to kind of, people, and that's the thing, a lot of people don't get that. You have people where they won't come to grips and respect each other to walk away. The other person is going to be mad, be vengeful and shit like that. But you can't hate that person. That person might have just threw you a play and did you a favor. And doing themselves a favor and doing these kids a favor. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish more black families understood that. Man, I really wish they did, man.
Shout out to my homie Tristan Minor, man. He says something, and I'm all about ideas, creativity, design. I go wrong with it. I may turn it around and turn that one into a dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so he said something that's so powerful. He said, you got to learn how to find a good and goodbye and keep it moving.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I mean?
Tell your man I just stole that from him. You know what I'm saying? Jack, boy. You know what I mean?
You got to find a good and goodbye and
people
keep
don't,
it moving.
though. They don't, man. They don't, man.
And that's the thing,
it's
though.
Scary, yo.
And that's the thing, though. You that's where again that maturity, you got to come up. And like just where I've been at, man, here lately, I've been forced to come up. I've been forced to grow up, to mature. You know what I'm saying? And it's again, there's some goods in that, there's some bads in that, there's some, but there's also knowledge. That I'm gaining from my experience.
And that's ultimately, that's one of the best things you can get from it. The knowledge and the experience, because you might pass that on to 10 people. You know what I'm saying? And that's more valuable than you making $600,000 off of it. And some people don't get that. They don't get that. Like you gotta trickle this down. Like you gotta know your words and actions need to bless people words and actions. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
They don't get it, man. Everybody's so selfish. Not to cut you off, my fault. No, everybody's so in it to win it that we can all win. You know what I'm saying? We can all heal each other in some kind of way, man. Yo, a lot of people going through depression right now, man.
It is, man.
It's scary, man. I think National Suicide Day just came up, or it's coming up, or something like that. And I was reading that. Somebody posted something, right? And I got to actually research it, but it said since the year started, there's been like over 50,000 suicide deaths in America. And we at the 30th, we 1 month in, 50,000. If that's true, imagine how much it's going to be at the end of the year, dog. And it's going to be over 500,000, over 500,000. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, man. It's like we got to just be able to, have hope. You know what I'm saying? Bob says, a hope deferred make a heart sick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it does.
Dream deferred make a heart sick. So you got, if faith is what we need, hope it at least encourages us to keep pushing, because hope is like the last thing that we have before we begin to let go of what truly matters is the faith.
Exactly.
So I heard somebody say that hope, is nothing, but hope is something, you know. It's the hope that you're able, that you know what I'm saying, that eventually faith comes by, as you know, the word said, faith comes by hearing, hearing comes from the word of God. But I've also not coming out of religious, not religious, but a biblical standpoint.
Yeah.
When you get results from something that you prayed on, something that you work on, you know, and results start to come, that ignites your faith.
You're right.
That starts your faith.
You're right, man.
And a lot of people in the world have faith to do, to see, to this, to that. But the spiritual aspect of faith is where we lie when it comes to where we struggle in that area, because spiritual faith and physical faith or normal faith or actual faith is two different types of faith.
You're right.
Like, you can have faith in yourself, but don't have faith in God.
And that's crazy to me.
Or you can have faith in God and not have faith in yourself.
That's
you have
crazy
faith
too.
in God and know that, okay, boom. At the end of this year, if I grind away like this, by the end of this year, I can make this. Even though you may not get close to it, or you may get it there, or you may actually meet that goal.
There you go.
At the end of the day, that ignites your faith. And that's pretty much what I want.
Real.
I want my life at the end of the day, when I leave this earth, I want my life to exemplify that. Though that Jawanza has some issues, you know what I mean? You know, Joe Jawanza had his issues, you know what I mean? Though Daddy, you know, had his issues, he did not, I got an old bull, he did not lose his faith, man. You know, I'm sorry, I just spoke a tongue on.
No, but you know what? Real talk though, right? When you talked about having faith in God and not having faith in yourself, right? You can't expect God to do everything for you. You just sitting back like, he gonna do it. You still got to get up and do something. You still got to get up and operate, man. And you know what I also feel like? I feel like, and I don't like to talk about the things that I do, the good things that I do, because I feel like that's part bad. But I do want to paint a picture for some people listening, right? So, about a week ago, right? A week or two ago, I was at a gas station, right? Two things happened, right? So same gas station, which is crazy. So I went to a gas station that day. I was like, let me get some gas. I got some things to do. Boom, boom, boom. So little girl like my son age walks up to me. She was like, "Mister, how far is such and such street?" I'm like, "Yo, that's kind of far. What are you doing over here? I almost went in dad mode and be like, what the hell you did? Get your ass back over there." So I'm like, that's kind of far. Little girl looked familiar. Couldn't find out I knew her mother, because I used to live like up the block from her mom's and her grandmother. So I'm like, "Yo, what's your name?" I'm like, "You look familiar." So I said, "What's your pop's name?" I was like, "I don't know your pop." I was like, "What's your mother name?" She said, "Oh, my mother name is such and such." And I was like, "How your mom's doing?" She was like, "Oh, well, I ain't seen her in a minute." Fucked up thing is I saw her mother earlier that day at the store. But that's another story. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Can you give me a ride to such and such?" She wanted me to drop off at a church across town. I'm like, "Yo, I got you." Because me personally, I would hate to see my daughter trying to get somewhere and somebody do something to her. So I was like, let me drop this kid off or whatever. She same age as my kid. I want to make sure nothing happened to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, if your kid in the street and I see somebody do something to your kid, I'm going to pop off on that person like that's my kid. That's just the type of person it is.
You got that old school.
Real talk. So I was like, "Yo, you know what?" I was like, "I got time to kill. Let me drop her off." Boom, boom, boom. And the ironic thing, I just saw her mother that day. It's like, "I'm going to drop you off." So literally the same gas station, a day later, literally at the same gas station, I'm there with my son, about to go to the crib. Now I was about to go do something, right? A dude pulled up on me. He was like, "Yo, fam." He was like, "I need a favor." And I'm like, "Fuck, yo." I was like, "What's popping with you?" So he was like, yo, my phone is dead. I'm in town. I guess him and his girl just moved here. His girl was like about 4 or 5 exits up the highway, but he didn't know exactly where to go. His phone was dead. His GPS wasn't working. He was like, "Yo, if I give you the address, can I follow you there?" I'm like, "Yo, he northern than like me." I was like, "You know what? I got like 10, 15 minutes to kill. I got you." I said, "Just follow me." I'm going to keep it real. Because this is an open carry state. First thing I did was got the ham out the trunk and I put it in a cup holder. Just in case, because I know how people be trying to lure people. So I was like, I hate to have
This was in New York?
No, this was out here. This was out here a couple weeks ago. I was like, I hate to have to do homie in the night for trying to lure me, but I'll do it if I have to, and I'm going to walk away because it's an open carry state, right? But it wasn't none of that. His girl was at like a store, like a CVS or something. I don't know the whole story, but he followed me. I showed him how to get there, and I went on about it, right? Now, I don't like bragging about the good stuff that I do. That's just never been the type of person I am. I do stuff out the kindness of my heart. So, did that. A week or two later, I got like a life-changing phone call. So, the thing is, when you help people and you whatever blessings come trickling down. The point I'm trying to make. So don't always be so selfish out here to not help people, because you might have helped that one person and something bad could have happened to them, or they could have been jammed up. It might have cost you no money to do it, no amount of time to do it. Now you just got a big blessing that just changed your life.
Yeah, man.
Real talk, yo. And people don't get that.
And like I said, I was telling you about my coffee experience, man. This morning, I'm telling you, like, same exact situation. Yeah. This morning, I went to go before I went to church, man. I went to stop by get some coffee. Yeah. And you know, I went to go and order my coffee. And I, you know, looking for, you know, patting my wallet, digging my wallet, you know what I'm saying, time to pay. But I didn't have my debit card. Yeah. I thought I, you know, maybe put it in my pocket, or, you know, sometimes you don't put that debit card back in your wallet, or it was in a car or something. Yep. So I went out to the car. I said, hold on, man. You know, went out to the car. Another guy came from behind me. You know, he was ordering his stuff. So apparently, when I came back in, the cashier was like, you know, your coffee was already paid for. Wow, that's crazy. I was like, you know, that's crazy. I said, who paid for it? She said, the gentleman, you know, behind you know, who just walked away. That's crazy, man. And I look at that as, you know, paying it forward. Yeah. I look at that as a lot of different things, because, I mean, just for myself. Yeah. We don't pay it, pay it forward like the old school do. Yeah, no, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Right, like, man. We it's always something in return. My mama used to always telling me, sometimes, and I got it now, Ma. You gotta do stuff. You understand it now, you grow, right? You sometimes if you're gonna do something, do it out of the goodness kindness of your heart. Yeah. Don't expect something in return. Yeah. If you're gonna help somebody with something, don't expect them to pay you. Don't expect them to commend you. Yep. You just got to do it out of good and kindness of your heart. And it took me a minute to get that, but that old school paying it forward, you know, is not you scratch my back. You know, it's just you. The Bible says what you reap, you know, whatever you reap is what you're going to sow. You know, and paraphrasing. So if you sow good things, you're gonna reap good things. This is true, man. You know what I'm saying? So when the time came for me and my homie before I came here, we went to go grab something. Yeah. And you know, it was time to pay. Yeah. I said, well, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for my man, because my man did it for me. So it's that going back to that, you know, learning how to pay it forward. Now, some situations you don't need to involve yourself. Facts. No, that's a fact. Like a homeless man walk up to you and say, "Yo, can you give me a ride down the street? I live at this Motel 6," and you let that joker jump in your whip. Oh man, that's a different kind of that ain't paying it forward. Oh man, man, you might get some criticism on that, but I feel you. I definitely feel you. Some stuff you got to be like conscious about. I understand some stuff is just dangerous or whatnot. Like if you're a female and it's 12 o'clock at night, you stop at a store and you got 3 dudes asking for a ride, I would definitely tell you not to give those 3 dudes a ride. I'm not gonna give those 3 dudes a ride. I'm not doing it, because you just never know. You know, you just never know, man. Because people, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening out here, man. It's like survival of the fittest. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in 2022, when it comes to like stuff on the street level and crazy level, it's like who's trying to out crazy each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like the purge. So, it's like, real talk. It's kind of become, it almost became that when Trump was in office. You know what I'm saying? I don't like talking politics, but we thought the purge was coming, which I was fully prepared to rock out. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I tell people all the time, right? I'm one of the coolest, chillest dudes, right? But my crazy level kind of exceeds a lot of other people. Don't try that shit with me. Like, really, don't try it. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we could get to a point in life where we all respect each other. We love each other. I wish the black on black crime stopped. I wish the police violence stopped. I wish the racist shit stopped, because let's keep it real. It ain't fair for black men in this country. I just wish we get to a point where all of that would end. Is it gonna happen? We ain't gonna see it, dog. Yeah. Kobe gonna kill all of us before it happens. But you know what I'm saying? You're old dog, man. Like, I just pray like we all make it to heaven, and I pray like when we get up there, this cloud ain't the black cloud. You know what I'm saying? That cloud, you know what I'm saying, right? And I doubt it's like that, but 2 things I pray on in death. I pray that, and I pray ain't no bills in heaven, dog. Because I ain't trying to die and pay, but I gotta pay just to what? And you know, $250 a month to live on this cloud. I ain't trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And the thing I'll do it, boy. And the thing is, bro, like, you know what I mean? You know, when you speak on a heaven conversation, man, you know, you would think that there'd be some, you know, high class, uptight, you know, religious, church going, in heaven. There's gonna be a lot of people in heaven that that was on that religious church talk, but their lifestyles didn't exemplify nothing.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you.
You might get there and be like, yo, what pastor John at? He ain't make it.
There may be a lot of cats, man, that probably smoked weed, but their heart was for God.
Fact. Yo, I feel like Jesus smoked weed. I think listen, man, if you really like, I took. My mom's grew up in the church. My grandmother was an old Geechee woman from South Carolina, and my grandfather moved to Brooklyn. That's how my moms and my aunts and my uncles came up. They lived in grew up in the projects. My grandmother literally made them go to church every Sunday. So my mother knew even though my mother didn't go to church, she got resaved when she got older before she passed away, thank God. But she knew the Bible like the back of her hand. Yeah. And she used to kick a lot of realness. And from the things she used to kick to me, and when I got to college out here, I took an Old Testament and a New Testament class. I feel like Jesus kicked it and smoked weed and chilled. I feel like he did. I feel like Jesus Christ was this non-Caucasian. I'm putting that out there. Jesus Christ was a non-Caucasian chill dude with a dope beard that knew carpentry and smoked weed. He probably chilled every day, and y'all made everything so difficult. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yo, listen, man. Yo, I view life differently from everybody. Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100 with y'all. Real talk.
The imagery that I had in my mind, like a cartoon like that.
Imagine Jesus kicking it with his disciples and they rolling up and they just chilling like, yo, it's crazy out here, ain't it? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Jesus, and this, I'm saying this in the most respectable, non-disrespectable way, knock on wood. Imagine Jesus Christ sit down with his peoples, they eat and they rolling up. He was like, yo, I just healed like 20 people today and I ain't get a thank you. Real talk, like, think about it. Me, I'm pretty sure he probably got thank yous, but he's probably like, yo, this is crazy, ain't it? So keeping it 100 with you. Because there was no YouTube back then. We don't know really what happened back in those days. We really don't know.
Word.
And you know, it said Jesus Christ kicked it with regular people.
He did.
So imagine him kicking it with regular people and they like, yo, you the son of God. You can't roll up. He like, all right, what's it? Because from the earth, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a weed smoker, but I imagine Jesus Christ rolled up. Man. And I imagine he just chilled and he was like mad chill. And it was the other people crazy and running around and stuff like that.
The thing is, man, you know, when you say that, you know, if you was to say that to a lot of religious people today, you know, that, I mean, I find it humorous, you know what I'm saying? And again, it may be your opinion, maybe your feeling, whatever you are or own, it shouldn't change the relationship. It shouldn't change how you treat people, how you see people.
It shouldn't.
Because like I said, to me, you know, cats who know me, I find humor and stuff like that. You know
you have to, man. But it's every, you know what's funny? Every joke like that has a little bit of truth in it to how a person really feel. And I really feel like he was a laid back, real dude that just rocked with everybody. Like, yo, what up, yo? Why you acting like this? You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, and a lot of people don't see it like that. When it comes to like Jesus Christ and religion and stuff like that, I hate the image that the media has painted of him being a white man. I don't get into Jesus Christ. First of all, I don't think Jesus Christ was a Caucasian dude with blue eyes, none of that. They try to like paint the imagery of. I don't think people might get mad. I don't think Jesus Christ was a full black dude. I think he was Middle Eastern, a Jewish Middle Eastern tan dude, the same skin complexion of us, with a full beard, hair like wool in the back, like they said in the Bible. And you know, people might get you got go hard on black men. Jesus was a black man, fam. We can't accept the fact that the white man wants to claim him for them. We can't accept the fact that we want to claim him. I don't think he was none of that.
Exactly, and he wasn't, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
What I know. Listen, I grew up in Brooklyn. I know. I've known Jewish people with pale white skin in Crown Heights where I grew up. I met Jewish people from Jerusalem that got the same skin complexion as me and you.
What?
And now, real talk. And that's another issue that okay, when you come to places like North Carolina, I've been to South Carolina. Diversity is just now coming here. Yeah. Diversity is just now coming here. It like a lot of people here, they always make everything about black and white, right? There's the whole world out there. You know what I'm saying? I come from a place where you could hear 10 different accents right now and tell you exactly where those people from. You know what I'm saying? I could hear accents of like Jamaican people. I could hear an accent of a Bayesian and a Trini and tell you which one came from where.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't, people here never experienced that. The closed-mindedness factor has always been there.
It is, man.
Which is scary. But I can't blame them because you only know what you experienced growing up.
And that's why, like I said, sometimes you have to, again, it goes back to the mentor, it goes back to, not even a mentor, just someone that's giving better guidance, examples. You know what I'm saying? Because, if all you know is this, then that's all you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know anything different, then that's what you're gonna live by. So
and it's scary.
It is, man.
It's kind of scary. I met a dude a few months ago, a white dude, really cool white dude. I forgot. Yo, I always find myself in these random ass conversations, man. And I'll be saying to myself, how did I get here? But it just happens. So the dude was telling us how I swear I can't remember how I felt myself in this conversation. But the dude was telling us how I forgot what part of North Carolina he grew up in. Short white dude, full beard, really cool dude. He said how he grew up in a racist household and his pops was the head of a Klan chapter. And he said when he became a teenager and he was able to start driving, start venturing out, meeting different people, he realized his pops was wrong. And his pops eventually changed and dropped the title and walked away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, that's not something you see every day.
No.
Imagine, and the dude was like a very church-going, God-fearing dude. Okay. Now, the dude I was speaking to, now imagine if God somewhat spoke to him and told him to go venture out and say, what you're learning is wrong. I didn't put you here for that. And he was able to take that back to his household and tell his pops that, who was, I'm pretty sure, taught the same thing. I'm pretty sure his pops, his grandfather, all of them was like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing.
It's scary.
Because like I said, man, that's why, again, it goes all the way back to childhood. It's all about how you was raised, how you were brought up. If you teach or expose or allow, that and by what you teach, expose, or allow, that they're going to reduplicate.
Yes,
they're going to mimic.
Definitely.
As they get older, because that's, if they saw mama, again, women is going to glean to more like women, because that's who they're going to grow up and become a woman. Men is going to glean to men, because again, they're going to grow up and become white.
That's a
men.
fact. Exactly.
So it's almost like, again, we have to, as parents, have to be careful on what we're teaching.
We do, man.
And it goes back to, the violence in the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody may, or not everybody, some people may have experienced, violence in the home, or whatever the case may be. And it may be a majority from our own Black community.
Yeah. Everybody
does not have to have that story.
They don't.
At some point, there has to be a change in our Black homes, in our Black Christian homes. There has to be a transition. It has to be, it has to be a change. We can't continue to sing the same song.
And it's sad because a lot of people a lot of our people, either they don't want to change or they don't understand that there needs to be a change. And that's the thing too. I think the first step in change is realizing that we need to change the narrative.
Exactly.
And a lot of the stuff, like you said, the females, they see the mothers do that. We all love going on Instagram. We watch the twerk videos and stuff like that, right? Okay, that's great, right? But me being a realist, me being a father, me being a Black man that looks at everything for what it is, and somebody disagreed with me, they wanted to argue with me. I don't argue with people. That's one thing. I don't argue. I might debate with you, but I am not arguing with you. Right. I'm not doing that. Very rarely will I argue with somebody. I had to argue with somebody a couple months. I balked on that nigga. I put the fear of God in him. He ended up hanging the phone up on me. But nah, seriously. So and I said this, right. I said Instagram, when IG first came out, it even looked different. It looked different.
It did.
You couldn't DM no. You had to download an app to send a message.
Yes,
2 different apps.
You did.
It was way different, right? You couldn't hide comments. You couldn't do none of that. Now it's become a business since Facebook bought it. The way the algorithms run, it's totally different. A narrative has been pushed for girls to twerk on it, shake their butts and shit like that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah, we all be thinking it's great. How many twerk videos can I watch in one day? I got shit to do. I can't do that all day. Now, with that being said, I remember twerking was more like a South thing. Like girls up in New York, they was more like whining, like reggae dancing and stuff like that. It was more of a South thing. Now, you got celebrity women twerking and stuff like that. Okay, that's great, right? Now, when it comes to that, right? Let me break down the story. So when the pandemic first happened, everybody was doing everything that they had to do for money.
Yeah.
You have rappers like Lil Boosie, all these other rappers. They was paying girls to go on IG Live, dance and twerk on their IG Live. It got a little crazy, dog. It got a little crazy.
Wow.
So there was a video that hit, and I remember one of my mans had sent it to me. He was like, "Yo, this is wild. Watch this." So a girl on Instagram Live, and people were sending the video all over the place. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people saw this. A girl was dancing for a dude or whatever. Her kid must have been holding the phone because he kind of panned it to the right or dropped it, and it went from showing her dancing on the bed to her mom's holding her newborn in the corner.
That's crazy.
Yo, so my thing is, dog, like your kid is, your son is, whatever your son or your daughter is holding the phone, whatever. She must have been so needy in the time for money during that pandemic. She was willing to twerk in front of her mom's, her kid holding the phone, and the newborn. And it's sad that our black people had to see this and stuff like that. I'm not knocking women that got OnlyFans pages. Go get your money. But I feel bad for the kids of these women. 10 years from now, look how many kids gonna be arguing in school, and one kid won an argument. Shut up. That's why your mom's had an OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
Yo, and I'm not criticizing nothing, but I'm just keeping it. I'm just saying what everybody else is saying.
Right.
So I know women right now that were back in their day, they was pop-offs. They was out there in the street, and their daughters started doing the same thing, yo.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking them. I'm just calling it for what it is.
Right.
And it's like, yo, the things that we do, our kids see it, man.
Yeah.
Look how many black men was criminals and their sons is criminals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's scary, dog.
It is, man.
It's scary, man.
You know, there's that saying that says, you know, we're a product of our own environment.
We are.
You know, and
Alcohol. You know, drugs,
absolutely.
everything, man.
But I say that how we change that narrative is that we have to see that we have to sometimes just sit back and look.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things about being the youngest in the family, you the last one. You know, the old school say, you know, you know, when they was young, they had something called hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're young,
you know what I mean?
you're the last child. You're the last one to, you know, so you're able to see your older sisters, older brothers make their decisions, make their mistakes. Yeah. And you can do the same thing, or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna do something different.
You like the last line of defense, man.
Exactly.
You the last of the Mohicans, fam. Like,
man.
If everybody messed up, it's on you.
Exactly.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? And not to cut you off, everybody might not have messed up. Yeah. Everybody might have did everything right. Now you got pressure to fall in their footsteps because you want to do everything right.
Absolutely.
So it's crazy. It's real out here, man. It's not a game, brother.
It really is.
Yo, real talk. I know we've been rocking for a minute. I want to wrap the show up in a minute. I want what you got going on over there on your laptop. I know you want to read something to the people.
Bet.
You know what I'm saying? Let's rock out with that.
Well, first off, man, you know, just during the pandemic, man, I was working. I'll share a little story. I was working at a lawn care service. Yeah. And I was still grinding with my business. Yeah. During that time, you know, I lost a job, and I got on unemployment. Yeah. You know, hey, they was doing the job.
You get that $600 a week, right? Facts, boy.
So, but at the same time, it brought a lot of time for me to get creative. Yeah. One of my creative projects, I've been working on this project for a long time. I am an upcoming author. You know what I mean? I'm an upcoming author. I have a book project, man, that I'll be releasing in April. And along with that book project, I have merchandise that will also be coming with that new release.
Congratulations,
man! Dude. Appreciate it, man. It's a long time coming, man. So I'm still working on my project. Okay. Still, you know, getting some stuff together, the production and everything. But my goal is to have it in by April 20th.
Good luck with that,
April
man.
20th. So
good luck with that,
man. I've been working. You know, although my current situation isn't the greatest, I've still been able to get some work done. So I plan on having that out, man, on April 20th. April 20th. I ain't gonna put it out there just yet. Say what the name is exactly. Yeah. Because we're still working, and I haven't, you know, it's not time to advertise. But
Yeah.
I do have a novel coming out, man.
That's what's up.
Coming out April 20th. So I've been working on that.
Can you tell the people the name of the book? Or you might want to keep that low. People be stealing, bro. So I don't know if you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I said, hopefully I can get back on the show and I can do some more advertising for it per se. But I have been just sitting back and reevaluating my plan as far as going back on tour, on vendoring, traveling again, seeing different parts of the world. Yeah. Because I travel with this thing, man. I've been to Atlanta.
I remember you told me about the DC trip, the ATL trip and all, and I gotta commend you on that. Yo, a lot of people scared to leave their area, fam. And I feel like that's a fear that we all need to get over. Like, look, man, we was put here to create. Me and you had this conversation already about that a couple weeks ago, man. Creating, you can't only create so much in your area. You gotta venture out. You gotta go travel. You gotta go see other cities and states, man. If not, what you're gonna be a local celebrity your whole life? That ain't gonna work. Man. That's limited. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta grow. You know what I'm saying? And if you got weeds in your life.
You said weed or weeds? Which
weeds.
One? Oh, okay. Okay, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Couple of my listeners is weed heads. They might have got happy when you said that.
Weeds, weeds and grass.
Yeah.
It stunts the growth of the grass. Weeds in the grass, it looks like grass. Yeah. It's the same color as grass. Yeah. But it ain't actual grass. Yeah. Just like weeds can be crabgrass and different. I used to work lawn care. So
you kind of schooling me right now because I ain't know nothing about that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you don't ever differentiate grass and weeds, you can be thinking weeds is grass when it's a grass to be weeds. Yeah. And if you don't ever kill those weeds after identifying, then you're not going to be able to grow authentically.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's a dope breakdown that you just put out there,
absolutely,
man. And I want to just drop some jewels on you real quick. I'm a self-published author. Okay. I became an author in 2018. Oh, wow. And yeah, man. And it was originally I had started working on it like about a year or two before that, but a lot of things was happening in life, and I couldn't really. I knew what I wanted to say. I just didn't know how to project it. Yeah. So I did a book. It was based on a mixtape that I did. I did a mixtape called Bruce Wayne Part 2. Okay. And the songs, every song had a crazy backstory to it. Yeah. I just sent the PDF, matter of fact, to one of my boys the other day. He was like, "Damn, you've been through some shit." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Listen, man, don't talk to me like that. Let's not rehash that. I ain't sent it to you to bring up old memories, bro." But every song had a backstory to it. Word. And by me sitting down and writing everything out, it was therapy for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that you had that. I hope the greatest experience you have from that, other than money, is getting out everything that you want to put out there. Because that way it's like you're able to flush the pain outside. It is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. That's why it's been taking me a while just to be able to get it out, because I'm still going through it. Yeah. I'm coming out of it. Yeah. So every time I'm coming out, I'm going through something else. Coming out and I'm going through something else. I'm coming out because as I go through it, you know what I'm saying, I'm going through it for a reason. Yeah. So when I come out, I could be able to tell the story that can able to help somebody else in the future. You might inspire 100 people. Absolutely. From it, man. So with my book, I share that real quick. Yeah. With my book, I wanted to create a novel, which, again, spiritually, that was another thing that God has, called me to do as well. Yeah. And it was actually kind of prophesied over my life, man. That's dope. But I wanted to create something that goes along with my clothing line with being authentic. Yeah. Not being a duplicator, not being something different. Yeah. I'm the type of person, as you can tell, I'm going to say things that a lot of people afraid to say, can't say. Oh, I get it, because I do that all the time, man. Sometimes it's a gift and a curse. I be making people uncomfortable. That's why it's good to have your own podcast. You know what I'm saying? So people, you can relate with other people. Facts. Who are just like you. Oh, yo, man, I feel on, bro. So my thing is with my book, I wanted to create something that was different. Yeah. I didn't know where to start. Yeah. And I encourage those that is listening, watching, just because you don't know where to start, just start. Absolutely. Start something. If you are a writer and you're writing a book, just start writing. Like, who says you have to start writing at this point? Exactly. Look at all the people listening. I know a lot of people that's working on projects. If you don't know where to start, I encourage you, the first thing you need to do is go watch a Quentin Tarantino movie. Quentin Tarantino movies don't start in the beginning.
Yeah.
They might start in the middle. It might start at the end.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it started. By you starting it, you're already ahead of the game. Look how many people been sitting on one idea for 10 years and they ain't do nothing yet.
Man.
Every January, every December 31st, every January 1st, they say, this is my year, I'm gonna do it. And they don't do shit. They don't do it. You know, so you kind of, you're selling your talent short. If God gave you a talent for anything, I don't care if your talent is sewing. I don't care if your talent is painting, and you don't capitalize, you don't try, it's disrespectful.
And that's the thing,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, you know, it goes back to the biblical side, you know, where, you know, you had 3 different people that had 3 different talents.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you're familiar with that one. You had 3 different servants that had 3 different talents. And the king gave one this many, gave this one this many, and then the last one that many.
Yeah.
Although the last one had least than the other 2,
Yeah.
they didn't realize what they had in their hand. And sometimes you don't realize what you really have.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the major things that you have is a brain.
Yeah.
You know, really, no, real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
Facts.
we use our brain for the wrong reasons, and we can too much think
Yeah.
rather than just put something out. And
I'm an overthinker, so
Yeah.
I get it. Like, man, like I'm one of those wake up 3 o'clock in the morning people like, damn. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing is, you have to not overthink, but you got to rationalize, if I may say,
Yeah.
with yourself.
That's a great way
because
to
you
look
gotta
at it.
Filter out negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So, you know, while you're writing, you're filtering, I don't need to say that.
Yeah.
You know, you may practice with your podcast before you get up here and be like,
facts.
you know, what up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what up?
It's funny because I was dropping the N-word a lot in the early episodes, and I was like, I remember my pops called me one day. He was like, do you have to curse so much in your podcast? And I wanted to be like one of those after-school specials. I got it from you, but I didn't want to do that. So I was like,
it's not the right time.
it wasn't the right time for
You know,
that. So
Ayana can't fix that like that.
yeah, so I told myself, I gotta balance it out and drop one or the other. I said I could drop using the N-word. I don't know so much about the profanity right now.
Yeah.
I said, but it's progress though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is.
It's progress.
And that's the thing though, you know, practice makes perfect. You know, if you don't ever practice anything, you'll never be good at anything.
You're right.
But on the flip side of it, if you practice on being conniving, if you practice on being on the other side,
there's a lot of people doing that.
You're going to eventually become whatever you practice, you become an expert.
You're right, and there's a lot of professional criminals out here, man. Look how many people getting hacked on IG right now.
I'm
Look how
one
many.
of them, man.
Yo,
I had to start my whole account.
man.
I had to start my entire account.
Yo, man, you know what they do? First thing they do, they inbox you and they be like, "Have you heard the great news?" I said, "Yeah, kiss my ass. That's the great news. You getting blocked. The great news is you got blocked today, brother. That's what you got." Yo, it's kind of it's crazy. Like so many people are willing to take from people just to get ahead in life. There's a special place in hell for, and I don't wish nobody to go to hell, but there are people that's out here really robbing people and stuff like that. Boy, like
it's rough, man.
Be prepared to be crispy, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that wild out here, man. I don't.
And that's pretty much what I'm putting out over here, man. I just want to be able to speak from
That's dope.
A human, but
that's dope.
I come from a Christian background.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna buy the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna buy it, man.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna buy the book when it's out. And I wish you like all the luck in the world with it, man.
Appreciate it, man.
A book grind is totally different,
it
man.
Is,
like when you gonna know it's real when you start ordering test prints of your book just to read it. That's when it's gonna hit you. Because for me, that's what it did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It hit me, and I was like, damn, I'm actually really about to be an author.
Yeah.
You know, yo, and it's crazy because at the time I was very heavy in music. And the 2 things I noticed, like the 3 things I noticed that actually put me in a different tier from rapping when I became a producer, when I did my book, and when I did my podcast. Okay. Because when I would go to people and I'd be like, yeah, I rap. Oh, they'd be like, oh, you nice. Well, what else do you do? Well, damn, okay. Yeah. When I was like, when I remember when I had a magazine, I was like, I got a magazine. Oh, for real now, you want to be my friend now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of had to put how I really felt on the back burner and just like, okay, now I got these people attention. Let me just not really put out there how I feel. Let me get the business done. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, but like you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to do that. Yeah. There might be people you approach with your clothing line. Yo, I'm a clothing designer. I got my own brand. Oh, well, what else you do? Well, I got a book now. Oh, for real? Now they want to go on Amazon and look you up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm from the best advice I could give you about that is don't feel no type of way about it. Okay. However you feel about that, filter it out, push it out, and get the business done. Get the sell, and that's it. And that's it, man. And it's crazy that we have to become multi-talented just for people to recognize our talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's sad, but that's the world that we live in. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it always goes back to, your identity, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just don't know who they are.
They don't, brother. A lot of people faking out here, man.
Absolutely. So they feel like they have to do certain things, wear certain clothes for you to be recognized. We live in a world of attention.
Oh yeah, you're right.
As you talked about, the girls twerking, different things of that nature. We live in a world where a lot of people just want attention. They don't want to know their purpose. They just want attention.
That's right.
Even if their purpose is given, even if they getting attention, it's not the attention that they want.
Yo, wanting attention is kind of like, I think right now that's kind of like hurting us so bad. You gotta wonder, like, what if we wasn't here right now in 2022 where everybody wanted attention? What if everybody just wanted like a sense of genuine love and respect? Like, how much will we even be in a pandemic right now? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask that. You got to. A lot of this shit coincides with each other on a deeper level, but that's a rabbit hole. Like the quote unquote realists are not ready to go down.
Exactly.
They're not ready for that. They ain't ready for that conversation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of conversations right now people ain't ready for, because it's gonna either go over their head or their soul won't understand it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, brother?
Absolutely.
Yo, we should have had a bottle talking about this. I know you're not a drinker. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get you a shot one day. You know what I'm saying? But yo, it's a Life of Produk podcast, man. I should have went live earlier because we talked about some deep stuff. I feel like
we did.
For the people that missed it, it's all good. It's gonna be on YouTube and it's gonna be on streaming platforms Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. It's gonna be up there.
Let me give my outlets, my little platform.
Tell the people how to find you, brother.
All right, man. You can find me on I Am a Voice Clothing 3. I Am a Voice Clothing 3 on Instagram. You can find me on Juwanza Joseph on Facebook, or I Am a Voice Clothing on Facebook. And that's how you're able to stay updated. I am coming out with a website, so hopefully by the end of this month, you'll be able to see that website. So just stay tuned. We got some more exciting things coming out. Just stay rocking.
Yeah, and just to let y'all know, my homie Jay, I Am a Voice Clothing, is now one of the official sponsors of the Life of Produk podcast. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, brother. Thank you to everybody that supported the show, man, from the listeners on streaming platforms to the people in different countries, to the people rocking with the YouTube channel, the new YouTube channel, and the old YouTube channel. I appreciate all of y'all. We out, baby. Episode 53. Gia.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk podcast.